Hello everyone, Reset Bomb 88 here, and today I'll be recording my first commentary. So, yeah, I guess that's pretty cool. Anyways, today's video is going to be on the Shuckmeister. I used to like his content, but I just kind of lost interest, you know? That was around the time he started collabing frequently with Nuxtaku, who I'm not particularly fond of. I just kind of find him annoying, you know? Anyways, Shuck's video is the one on JoJo references in Danganronpa, which is a video that I'm not terribly fond of. You know, he makes a lot of points that A, I don't like, and B, I feel like could be disproven fairly easily. But, yeah, that's the video we're going to be going over today.
I'm a normie on the internet.
A little bit, yeah, not gonna lie.
I'm gonna make a Danganronpa video. So there's this anime game.
This makes me think he didn't actually play the games, honestly. Makes me feel like he watched Danganronpa 1, the animation, and then watched a Let's Play of 2.
Called Dan the Drampa.
Alright, so we're already off to a great start here with this first attempt at humor. He says, I'm gonna say Danganronpa wrong. It's gonna be quirky, it's gonna be funny, it's gonna be pretty freaking awesome. Like, no, I'm sorry, saying the name wrong is the most basic joke in the book when covering Danganronpa.
And since I'm not a Pokemon channel anymore, I suppose this joke is Muda. But you know what isn't Muda? JoJo references.
You know what isn't Muda? JoJo references. Like, bruh, really? That's something I've noticed with the JoJo community. They like to throw in random Japanese whenever they feel like it. Like, I knew this one guy, and he'd throw in a little yari does he under his breath when he's annoyed. It's like, you know, I get it, you're passionate about a series, but I'm sorry, but it just comes across as kind of cringy.
Since I've only played the first two games, we'll keep the references to them.
It's probably for the best that he keeps it to 1 and 2, because I imagine him talking about V3 in another episode would be a little something like this. You know, Haiji Toa, kind of a creep around kids, just like Alessi from Part 3. And for V3, spoilers for V3 by the way, you know, Tsumugi getting crushed by a big rock, it's just like Shiza. With the way he grasps at straws for possible references, I could easily see him doing this in a Part 2, if he does a Part 2 at least.
There's a lot to unpack.
Not as much as you seem to think there is.
So let's start from the beginning. Makoto Naegi mentions that in his introduction, he does not have a stand power.
Alright, so his first point, it does seem to be valid. In the official English release, it mentions that he's not like a mutant or whatever. So in Japanese, this probably is a reference to stands. It's probably the same in Project Zetsubo, but, you know, I didn't play Project Zetsubo. I played the official English games. So, props to a first valid point, I guess.
Wait a minute!
I realized something after I recorded that. He's using the Monokubs theme from V3, but he said he hasn't played the other games. Perhaps he realized that not everything's a JoJo reference, which, I mean, I know for a JoJo tuber that's a pretty crazy thought, but, you know, there might be some truth to it.
Mondo Iwata is confirmed to be inspired by Josuke Higashikata, from his ridiculous pompadour to getting angry when people insult his hair.
Alright, there's another valid point, Mondo being inspired by Josuke. But, there's one thing I find a little off about this point. He says that Mondo gets mad when people insult his hair, yet I don't recall there being a time where Mondo's hair was insulted and he got upset about it. I even looked in the sauna scene from Chapter 2 with Taka, and he didn't say anything about it there, so I don't think there's much validity to that point.
Mondo's jacket says Crazy Diamond on the back, which is the name of Josuke's stand, and Mondo's biker gang is in reference to the Highway Star arc.
Okay, so that line there really bothers me, because if you remember, Mondo's biker gang name was the Crazy Diamonds, and it says it on the back of his jacket because he's a member. A high-ranking member at that. It didn't just say it on the back of his jacket because haha JoJo. I mean, are you being serious right now? Come on. As for the point about him being a reference, or the Highway Star arc, I mean, I'm not Kodaka. That could be the reason, but that feels kind of arbitrary and there for the sake of the video, you know? But, yeah. Alright, so I'll be skipping over his next point because it is another valid reference because it talks about the meteorite arrowhead item from, I believe, Danganronpa 1, which, again, is a pretty obvious JoJo reference, so I don't really have anything to say there.
Monokuma makes a variety of noises and laughs here and there, but his Nyoho was the signature laugh of Gyro Zeppeli.
Are you being serious right now? I refuse to believe that Gyro Zeppeli is the only fictional character to say Nyoho. I mean, he might be the most popular, but he's probably not the only one. I mean, hell, they could have thought of that on their own, and it could just be a coincidence that Gyro said it as well. I'll skip over this next point as well because it is another valid JoJo reference. He talks about the time in Danganronpa 2 Trial 1 where Teru says you can tell if somebody's lying by tasting their sweat, which, you know, a pretty iconic moment from Part 5, so again, not much to say there.
When Akane spars with Nekomaru, Dio's classic Mu-da-da-da-da-da-da is screamed.
Bruh, really? You're a JoJo tuber. By now you should know that that isn't Dio's battle cry, but rather... Also, scremmed? Really? Come on. I suppose I should have given him a little bit more credit at the start of the video. He does bring up some valid JoJo references. It's just when he's wrong, he's really off the mark. Regardless, I'm skipping another section. He just brings up how Monokuma beats up Monami with JoJo references a couple times, so I got nothing.
Nekomaru's design is heavily inspired by Jotaro, with massive chains around his neck.
Another valid point, but I feel like it's missing a little something. Nekomaru is Danganronpa 2's buff character, and the Jotaro design that Nekomaru seems to take inspiration from is Part 3 Jotaro, who is the buffest Jotaro. He just doesn't bring up how, again, Nekomaru is the buff character, and Part 3 Jotaro is also buff, so I feel like it was just missing that.
But oddly enough, his English voice actor is the same as Dio.
After that, he just brings up some clips of Patrick Seitz as both Nekomaru and as Dio, and that's something I'll give him credit for. He doesn't say that having the same voice actor is the same thing as a reference. Because, I mean, with that logic, you can say some stupid shit like, oh, Cliff Boris from BNA, he's a JoJo reference because in Japanese, he's got the same voice actor as Dio. And that's just stupid. So, yeah, good work on that. Before we go any further, I'd just like to mention something. The video hasn't been terrible up until now. I mean, yeah, he's made some stupid points, but, like, nothing's been flat out awful. Everything following this, however, is... It's pretty bad, I won't lie. It was the whole reason I wanted to make this video in the first place, so... Yeah, just a heads up, shit gets stupid from here on out.